Hey traders, welcome back to the FX YouTube channel. Hope everyone is doing good today. In today's video, I'll review the recent price action and analyze the markets to get some ideas where price may want to go today. So let's get to the charts and have a look in more detail. But first, starting with the fundamentals, today is the day I've been waiting for. It's nothing significant that you can see during London session today, but then when we get to New York session, we start with the monetary policy statement for the euro. Then we have a press conference later on and for the euro, and then we have Powell speaking a little later. As for the interest rates, the ECB is expected to raise the interest rates to 50 or 75 basis points. Last time it was expected to raise 25 points, but came out with a 50 basis point increase. And from what I read, a 50 point hike could be seen as disappointing and could negatively affect the euro, where a 75 point increase may not be seen as enough. So it's not looking good. Although I'm still optimistic that we may start to see a stronger euro, I'm starting to get a little worried that it may not happen. Anyways, just be careful trading New York today. If you're in trades, make sure you take some profits, set break even with a buffer to avoid losses from slippage. And if you aren't in trades, make sure to see the reaction from the news and wait for strong confirmations before taking any entries. Now let's move on to DXY. So for DXY, since the last video, we can see that DXY was consolidating at the highs. Did have some pushes down, came back, and then had a big push down. So this was around New York session. It just dumped, and it kept on going all the way down to the extreme 4-hour demand. From the fundamental point of view, we may have seen the start of the interest rates starting to be priced in. The dollar, we also had the dollar also had pressure from equities that also had nice increases yesterday, and at least for yesterday, I mean, we can start to see money go back into risk on assets. But anyways, back to DXY. As I was saying, DXY came all the way down to the extreme demand. It went way below the OTE area. Structure is still holding on the 4-hour time frame, so it's still bullish. This can be seen as a higher low for the time being. I could imagine a pullback today prior to the ECB announcement, so price to push up a little, and depending on the result of the announcement, price could push strongly in either direction. So as I said before, I mean, if the news is disappointing for the interest rates, we could see DXY just continue to the upside. But if the announcement is optimistic for the euro, it could push DXY to the downside. I'm hoping for a stronger euro, so would like to see a break of structure today. Just not sure we'll get it. We'll just have to wait and see. So now on to EU. So since the last video, EU is accumulating at the lows. We had a really nice push up during London Open. It broke this high right here, but eventually came back down, liquidated all the demand area here, and then after that liquidation, it started to push up quite strongly to the upside. So honestly, I wasn't expecting EU to come up so high, but DXY really took a dive yesterday, pushing EU all the way up, breaking the previous high, and if we follow 4-hour structure, the lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower low, that's a structure break. It's also a 4-hour chalk, so we have quite a bit of confluence that we may see price push up higher from now on. And as of right now, it appears after taking the high, EU came into previous supply over here, and it's starting to have a reaction. I would expect a pullback today before price continuing to the upside, assuming it wants to continue to the upside. But let me go to the 15-minute chart so you can see a little more clearly the areas I'm looking at. But just really quick to go back and summarize. So you can see EU had that really strong push to the upside. Well, that liquidation of all the internal range lows that we had here. So all this was liquidity. So after sweeping the lows, use that as inducement, and then push massively to the upside, breaking structure, and then after topping out, and looks like it can start to come down here for a pullback. So it's currently consolidating in this area, but my expectation is for price to eventually break through the demand here, continue to the downside, and thereafter probably reverse, and then continuation to the upside. I like this 15-minute flip zone, so you can see it's a reaction area here. So we had supply here, it reacted off this supply, created this flip zone. So I could see that. Well, actually that's really my preferred area to look for reversals, but price could continue down lower. The OTE area is here. We also have another 15-minute demand here, which coincides with the 4-hour demand here. And although there's not really any noticeable areas left where institutions have come into the market, maybe here, there's also a chance that we don't even see that big of a pullback and price comes up what looks like in the middle of nowhere, but if we go down on 5-minute, you may see something like here. So as I mentioned, you can see there's some manipulation here, so potentially institutions came in here as well. So this could also technically be a reversal area, but at the same time, I mean, even if we go on the 1-minute, I'm sure we're gonna see so many areas like right here. Well, that's probably the next best area to potentially look for areas where price could reverse, because I've seen it before where I'm expecting a 15-minute or higher time frame zone to be hit, but then it reverses in the middle of nowhere, what appears like the middle of nowhere, and then you go down to the 1-minute, and then you see a wild manipulation wick right where it reversed from, and you're like, man, do I really have to go to the 1-minute chart to look for areas of reversal? Um, but there's also another scenario. I mean, depending on the announcement from the ECB, I mean, price can just continue to push down and free fall as well. If the news is disappointing, it could have a really big negative effect on the euro. But anyways, that's how I'm looking at the market for today. Just to sum up, I would like to see a pullback, a bigger pullback than just this demand. And my preference is this 15-minute flip zone right here. We could see a reversal and could see continuation to the upside after reversing. But as I said before, there are other areas where price could also reverse from. This is just my preference. Although EU could keep pushing down, I'm a little more optimistic on EU now, especially after seeing the break of structure. Even if DXY hasn't broken structure yet, EU clearly has. I would like to see a trend change and see EU continue up for a bigger pullback now. Honestly, it'll make it easier for trading as well. Because when we're this low in the lows, I mean, it clearly has a psychological effect on you when you're in shorts and want to hold them longer, but always thinking, how low can it go? But anyways, for now, I'm currently in a short. So I got into a short at Japan Open. So right when we had that manipulation, I got in. Hopefully it continues down. I would like to see it come down to the flip zone where I'll take the majority of the trade off. And then seeing how we react at the various oh, perfect, we're gonna break the demand. Spoke too soon. I thought we were gonna break right now, but we didn't. It was a fake out, damn it. But anyways, so as the price comes down into the various demand zones, I'll be watching the reaction from them. And if I have my confirmations, I'll look to get into longs. Timing may also have a factor into this. I mean, obviously I won't be looking at longs like now. I won't be looking, well, potentially I could be looking at longs for Frankfurt and London Open. Not sure I'd do it from here though. If price lingers here, not sure I would want to do that at this level. I would like to see a bigger pullback first. But hopefully if we get a pullback to one of these demand zones, price starts to consolidate before Frankfurt and London Open, that could be a really good area to look for reversals from. And good news, so I can expect a little more continuation on my short now, as we just broke structure to the downside. So we may get a pullback now, but I'm a little more confident that my trade's gonna hold and eventually continue to the downside, hopefully to this flip zone. So anyways, that sums up today's analysis and my current view on the market. Hopefully you guys found it useful. Like I said before, I would like to know your thoughts on today's price action. Really interested to hear what you guys have to say. You can do that by leaving a comment below. And as a reminder, if you found value in this video, please be sure to click the like button and subscribe to ensure you don't miss any future videos. And have a wonderful trading day, and look forward to seeing you for the next one. See you guys soon. Peace.
Hey, you made it to the very end. Thanks for that.
if you could do me one more favor and click the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, it'll allow the YouTube algos to kick in and help this channel grow. Thanks again. Cheers.